the Salty Tribe Company. Welcome to my channel where we talk about homeschooling and faith. We're Christians and pretty much anything that we can think of. Sometimes it's just random stuff. So today I want to share with you something I get asked a lot. How do you transition from whatever you're doing to minimalist homeschooling? And I think that's a great question. Usually this type of question is coming from parents who are feeling overwhelmed or usually overwhelmed. That's usually it. Or they're unsure of what they're doing, or they want it to be simple and they feel like they're making it too difficult. If you feel like you're making it too difficult, you probably are. So there's that. We'll get that out of the way first. So I'm gonna share with you some things I wrote down. I actually wrote some notes so I don't forget to say something. So I'll start real quick with a brief history of our homeschool if you're new. We started homeschooling when Aubrey was 5, my second oldest, and Lorelai was like 7. So in the beginning, I would say that at first we were really broke, and so we used like easy peasy all-in-one homeschooling. That didn't exactly work well for us, especially at those ages. It would probably work fine now, except we do our own curriculum. So what happened once we finally had some funds was what I thought was like, yay, liberation, we're gonna buy all the things, is that I bought all the things, all of them. And then I would get the shiny new curriculum because it's like Christmas and I get so excited. I'm like, I have new curriculum and it's amazing and it's the best thing because I read 8,967 reviews and they all say that this is gonna work exactly for me. And it feels like that moment of peace. You're like, yes, I have succeeded. Squirrel! Because as soon as you get happy about it, someone posts something else that looks way more amazing than the lame old stuff that you just bought. And so you want to buy that stuff, and then you start buying more stuff and you start collecting more things, and then you're like, okay, so we'll use this one for right now, and then we'll use that one later, or wait, I'll use this one now and then I'll sell it. Or like for this kid, I'll use this one and then this one. Like you are like, I know, I did it. I've been there. We had all of the things. We've used so many different types of curriculum, and finally, sometimes born out of necessity of my sanity or our financial situation at the time, which has gone up and down over the years, definitely had to strip things down, and this is how we did it. So but the reason we did it, obviously I was feeling overwhelmed, anxious. I wanted to do so many different things. Everything sounded interesting. And because of that, and sometimes I felt this way with Charlotte Mason, that short 15 minutes of all these different topics, I felt like we never got to get deep into a topic. I felt like we had to hurry up, like, oh, we already spent like 20 minutes on this, we're supposed to spend 15, and we gotta hurry up because we have all these other musicians to get to. And so even when you're doing so many things and jumping from subject to subject, you might still wonder, am I doing enough? Should we have stayed with this artist a little longer before we jumped into math? And then you feel like you're never getting deep into the topics, like I said, and you never feel relaxed or that sense of peace in your homeschool. And we all want that. You really want to have a peaceful homeschool because life is stressful enough. Mommyhood, parenthood is stressful enough without adding more to your plate. The 4 steps. It was 3, and then I realized it was a very important step 1 I forgot. So 4 steps to transitioning from whatever you're doing now to minimalist, peaceful, simpler homeschooling. Step number 1, pray. Prayer comes first. You gotta pray. Because if you're a Christian homeschooler, or I guess if you have a different faith, you pray. So you've gotta center yourself with your faith, because even if your faith isn't the sole reason or the leading reason for why you decided to homeschool, if faith is important to you like it is to us, that is the first step, because you're getting so much advice from everywhere else. And it's good to recenter, slow down, and focus on what it is that you want, that God wants for you to do, because that helps kind of drown out the nonsense that you're hearing or getting from all the advice you're getting from everywhere. So that's step 1. Step 2, you have to decide what is most important. So after you've had that deep conversation with God, you got to decide what topics, if you're studying so many, which ones are most important. So for us, that would be our faith, our relationship with God. And then it's reading. I think reading is really important. You can find out anything you want to learn if you can read. I'm going to go with basic math skills. I want my kids to be able to count change back or balance their checkbooks, virtual checkbooks. Keep their finances in check. So finances is gonna be a big one for us. The joy of schooling. I want them to really enjoy learning, because if they don't enjoy it, what's the point? Life is all about learning. Life itself is a learning experience. And so I want them to be able to enjoy learning and know how to find information when they're looking for it. So those were the ones that are important for us. Every family is different, so what's most important to me might not be the most important to you, and that's okay. But keep it to like 3 to 4 like main things. Like go back to old school reading, writing, arithmetic. So when you keep those things as like your main ones, and it's kind of like, okay, let's just do these things. You might even find that on the days when you're feeling overwhelmed, you're like, let's just read and like do some math and like watch a history movie or something. Okay, so like whatever it is that you do on those days when you're like, I'm done, I can't do anything else, we're just gonna do the base learning, do those things. Step 3 is to do those things that you chose, those 3 or 4 things, in the most basic, simplest form. This does not mean you're going to go look for curriculum. You probably have plenty already or can borrow some. So for us, if faith in God is the most important, I'm just gonna use the Bible. Don't get fancy, use the Bible you have. You don't have a Bible, use the app. The Bible, where is it? Right here. Oh, you know what? Let me show you what it looks like, just in case. So you know, which I just realized I turned on the flashlight on my phone. Okay, so this is just the little brown basic Bible app. There's devotions in it. How do I turn off my flashlight? Okay, there we go. I'm old. All right, within that Bible app and others, but just at least that basic free Bible app that has like 89 translations or more, it's probably more than that, of the Bible, there are devotionals, and you can click them for kids, they have them for teens, they have them for tweens, they have them for adults, they have them for old people, they have them for everybody. So pick one that you like. Some of them have videos. Kid can't read yet, do one of the Bible devotionals with video. Let them use your phone and just do the little devotional thing, or get a devotional or Bible from the library. Just don't make it complicated. Don't buy anything else. And put all that stuff away so you're not even looking at it. You don't want to feel guilty. We don't need that either. So for math, this may be using Khan Academy that's online. It's free, it's well done. Whenever our kids need to brush up on a topic that they're like, huh? We use Khan Academy. So if they're using teaching textbooks or Math UC, if you already have a curriculum that you're using and you love it, just do that. But just do like one lesson. Maybe even do math 3 days a week. When we did block scheduling, when I was in public high school, we did block scheduling. I only had math 2 days a week. Like Tuesdays and Thursdays I had math, and the other days I didn't. So you can do it like that. Do a block scheduling if that makes it simpler and less like reading. If you don't have a large home library, that's cool. Use the library. If you don't live close to a library, find a friend with books. Yeah, do that. Or buy a couple books if you can budget for a couple books, but if you already have lots of things, try to use what you already have. Sometimes people like us may even find that we buy a lot of books and haven't read them yet. So this may be that time to use those books that you haven't read yet that you've been kind of meaning to. And do this with your kids. Read. Set aside a time every day where you guys all just kind of chill, different places around the house, maybe cuddle up on the couch and read. Read aloud to your kids, or let them read whatever books they're interested in. It doesn't have to be on a science person or a history person or whatever, just anything. Let them read and really enjoy it. Oh, when they use the reading, anytime they find words that they don't know, have them write it down in a spiral notebook. That'll be for, they can use that for spelling. They can copy sentences from what they're reading as their copy work if they're younger and need copy work, or even older and they want to practice a different type of writing style. Copy work is excellent for even high schoolers. It helps them mimic great works, which is really important, especially different types of works. Borrow some poetry books. I feel like I'm talking too fast and giving so much information. I'm sorry, just press pause and then you can play back what I said, I'm sorry. Let's see, sentences, dictation. You can pick a couple sentences from what they read from the chapter and then, you know, have them write it out and then check, use a red pen or marker or color pencil or crayon and correct their work. So just a basic spiral notebook, like go to the Dollar Tree or like the 99-cent store, or like maybe even cheaper, like get 3 for $1. For your older kids, using those books for writing essays, they can look up different people in history if they want to and write essays, but just really let it flow more naturally and in a more calm way. Let them, like, maybe give some ideas and then let them pick one of those, or help them find something that's interesting. Maybe there's a career field they're really interested in. Look up some of those books at the library, let them take notes in that same spiral notebook. Don't get crazy, don't get like 10 notebooks, just get one. I know they're cute and they're fun to collect and I have an obsession, but just do one. Then I would say like maybe pick other topics that they may be interested in as maybe an activity, if your family can do that, or field trips, or just getting outside. Go for a walk, do some nature walks. Learn how to do those. Just go outside and notice things. Really pay attention to the seasons, or drawing the trees that are around you, or the leaves, or whatever ecosystem you live in. Just draw what you got. And maybe if you live in a city, you're drawing something different, but drawing your environment and helping your kids to notice their environment and be a part of it is excellent. pick up some garbage. If you live on the beach or the park or the city, there's probably litter. So that's a good way to get involved with the community too. Step number 4 in the how to transition to minimalist homeschooling is once you've done all of those, and let that process take a while, let it really sink in. Don't do step number 4 like in the second week. Like take a couple months of just doing step 3. And then after that, transition to this slowly. When I say slowly, I mean like giant, shouty capital letters. Slowly start adding things in. Maybe you guys got really into classical music history, the composers or artists, or maybe maybe you want to do just a season of nature study. Maybe there's only one really good season where nature study is like something you can stand doing. Maybe there's only one really good season where you live. Embrace that wonderful season and get outside and draw or sit, read outside, take your books from step 3 and take them outside for step 4 and dig into the nature around you and really experience being in it, in that good season that you're in. Maybe the next season you want to study botany or biology. Maybe you want to dive into personal health and maybe do like a whole family, pick out your new family favorite recipes and make a family recipe binder, or start doing a cool new exercise together. Yoga's fun. We love to do that together. Maybe you want to jump into finance or wood carving, whatever it is, basket weaving even, whatever it is that you want to do, that's the season to add it in, but don't add them in all at once. That's a huge mistake. Just slowly add in 1 or 2, if it's not going to be overwhelming, of those things at a time, and then cycle them out. So like one season you're doing that nature study, and the next season you're weaving baskets and going on a Native American field trip. So just have fun with it and relax. It's not that serious. I mean, it's serious because it's their education, but like don't take it so seriously that you're sucking all the fun out of it. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any more questions, just leave them below. I've got a whole bunch more videos coming, and I'm starting to get on a schedule where I'm filming 2 videos in one day. That's what I like. So every 2 sets of videos I'm gonna wear the same thing. But if I wear the same thing in another video, it's just because I have a minimalist wardrobe, which will be a separate video, but that's it. So I hope that was helpful. Hey Everett, you wanna say hey? There's Everett, that's my son. All right, so I hope that was helpful. And if you have any questions, just leave them below and I'll get to them as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Bye.